Hello. So it's 1:44 on the clock at the moment, and I have not recorded for YouTube in a few weeks. And anytime, if you've heard me say this before, that happens, I definitely feel so so many energetic strands weaving, and honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to post this because I technically don't have time to do this. I just felt like I needed to start or open a container, even if I can't finish it, so I will see how it plays out. Okay, so I'm picking up this recording the day after I originally started or opened the container. I just am walking by 222, which I just walked by like 2 or 3 times in a row in a very short period. So you could be seeing that. Oh, also, here's 999. I've been seeing so many numbers as I'm walking. So you could be seeing a lot of number codes. And I've seen like 111 with like a number at the end. Like, I don't even know how many times at this point. And I saw a bunch of zeros, right? And as I was walking, I felt this like, this sensation of like leaving something behind and just like metaphorically leaping into the unknown. And I'm remembering that the very first recording I've ever posted on YouTube was about leaping into the unknown. I forgot about that. For some reason, there's like this full circle moment, and I was just actually at the location at the time when I started YouTube where I was staying, and I'm not staying there anymore, but I just spent the weekend there for the first time in quite some time. So I'm just kind of like realizing these full circle moments that are happening. And I have been sort of taking another mini hiatus from recording. And it's so interesting because I can like feel how much like I love it and I miss it when I don't do it. But I just, other things have been kind of pulling my attention. And I also keep feeling like, I'm like waiting for a visual aspect to incorporate. And and I really am working on that, and I say that all the time, but I also feel like when I don't record, I'm like going to explode. So in the meantime, I'm still doing this current way, but as soon as the inspiration strikes, I will adhere. I don't know why I just heard the word adhere. Okay, so I also feel like I'm like walking in a loop. I have not been walking as much this past like 2 weeks as I usually do. I'm sort of back in a winter setting, and I think I just needed some time to adjust because I realized I haven't been in winter as much, which is crazy, because I grew up with winter every year. So anyway, maybe there's some sort of like climate or temperature change that you're experiencing. Maybe for some of you it's in your body, like maybe, the wind just really picked up when I said that. Or maybe that's something you'll be going through soon, being shown like Kundalini rising and heat being like dispersed through the body. The word sensitivities or sensitivity has been coming up quite a bit. There might be something about more deeply honoring your sensitivities, or maybe you're being called to do that. What's that phrase? Cross-watcher? I don't know. For some of you, this may be like a very small group of people, but maybe like stumbled upon that idea of honoring sensitivity for like someone else in your life, and you're like trying to understand, which if that's you, that's amazing, and I'm sure whoever that is would be very grateful to know that. But it also does feel like in that research, this is again just for that small pocket of people, you may actually discover something about yourself as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, and I'm like walking through where I grew up. I think I'm on like a 3.5 mile walk right now, walking through like multiple neighborhoods that I grew up in and I like never really see anymore. So there's definitely this like sense of nostalgia, thinking of people I haven't thought of in a really long time, and just like sending people love. So yeah, there's something about like Six of Cups and Tarot. Of course, I just got to a busy road, so the traffic may be a little bit louder. 12:44 on my timer. I also kept getting these like collective pivotal moment. Like a lot of us are going through this like pivotal shift. Sorry, that is not pretty, but I have been releasing so much mucus like the past few weeks, and it is getting less and less, but I could just feel this huge purge happening, and I really am doing my best to like call in resources for myself so that my body, can like purge out the environmental stuff that I've been picking up, staying with other people. Like, I definitely am grateful, of course, but like you can't control, what everyone else is using, and I feel like my body is like really sensitive to that. So you may also be going through something like this. I've seen my birthday number like so many times in the last few days, especially today in this walk. So you could be seeing like your birthday, someone you're connected to, their birthday, just like significant numbers, life path numbers could be coming up. I'm seeing like a plug-in of numbers. So maybe some of you are like utilizing some sort of like mapping. Like maybe I just found a pair of glasses on the ground, which is so interesting because I recorded maybe my last recording or the one before that where I found glasses on the ground and I was inspired to record from the glasses, and now here we are finding another pair of glasses. These are like black with like a thicker rim, and they're more like rectangular. Okay, and I believe that transmission was really deeply encoded in like a masculine awakening, like seeing clearly, masculine polarity. A lot of like Aries Emperor energy. Like I know a lot of us are like being called to, if you're attracted to this, really like hone in on that internal masculine aspect, as well as, again, perhaps someone you're connected to externally also going through this, of really like taking charge, and not in a way of, as people say, like old paradigm control, but more so of like, I kept hearing the serenity prayer in my head the last few weeks. I mean, I am staying with my mom who has that around the house, but like I kept hearing it. So there's something about like, of course, taking like inspired, intuitive action, taking responsibility, but not to a detriment of like overly burdening yourself with everyone else's responsibility. So like, again, back to the beginning, 333, as I say that on the license plate, like letting go and like dropping the whole like overly burdened identity, essentially. I'm absolutely going through that right now too, so I can very much relate. 1 second. I paused through a bit of traffic. I almost like congestion, and now I'm just stumbling upon 3 little pumpkins and then 1 giant pumpkin. And it's like not, Halloween was however long ago. I'm recording this in December, so something significant could have like transpired around Halloween, and or There's been a lot of like Cinderella, turning into a pumpkin sort of energy flying around, like fairy godmother stuff. Also, I keep seeing like the whole glass slipper thing in Cinderella. Something like fitting like that glass slipper, like whether it's someone external in your life feeling that way about you and having that sort of clarity, something within yourself that you're realizing is like you're a perfect fit for something. There's just a lot of this rolling around energy for sure. And there's also something about, pumpkins can signify like harvest. I'm getting like the word harvest. And of course abundance. That word has been very popular. But yeah, like harvest. And I kept seeing H's everywhere. And I heard the name in my head, Hestia. And I was pretty sure I knew, but I wasn't 100%, so I looked it up. And Hestia is like the goddess of like hearth and home. So like 4th house in astrology. The home, the body, the vessel. A lot of people in my life are moving right now, like moving homes. I'm in transition for sure with that. Anyway, so there could be something around, home, family, working with, some of you may feel like guided if you're not already to work with that, with Hestia, or the goddess of hearth and home. Lots of H's. The initial H could be relevant for someone. Then I kept hearing the name Hester. And then I was thinking of Hester Prynne, which I believe is the right name. I'm not positive. From the Scarlet Letter. So that could have some significance for someone with a Scarlet Letter. Then, of course, there was that remake with Emma Stone. I hope that's her name. The Scarlet... I forget what the name of the movie is called. The Scarlet A, maybe? Yeah. The word scapegoat is coming up. There's been that whole idea also of like karmic retribution or karmic justice. And yeah, I keep seeing cards of like people that I know. So you could be also experiencing that. Okay. A boat could be, I'm just walking by a boat and it feels like the fact that there's just like a boat on wheels in the neighborhood I'm in feels very like out of character. So you could be like experiencing out of character things catching your attention in environments. I remember I met someone and I was saying to her, you may be seeing like dragonflies in places that like maybe you wouldn't expect to see them. And then she messaged me a few weeks later saying that happened. So it could be something like this, but it feels like it's letting you know. Well, always trust what you're receiving as well. But a general energy for this could be like, maybe for yourself, maybe you kind of feel that way sometimes, like you're out of character or like you're somewhere in environments that you just feel like you don't necessarily fit in. And I know this is like a very central topic right now for those of us who feel that way. Sorry. Most of our lives are going through this, like, again, that pivotal shift around feeling at home in your body, feeling at home on earth, feeling at home in your environment. And you know that saying, it's like, if you feel like you're in the dark, I don't remember the saying, something about being the light in the dark. So some of you may be feeling like that. Something just flew by, like in my peripheral vision, but I didn't actually see it, but I felt a butterfly. I know it's like weird to say, but you could be seeing butterflies. I think it's very cold right now where I am, like I said, so it would be unlikely to see a butterfly, but something was like fluttering in my vision. Also, I call them wishies, but like the dandelion, I don't know why, since I was a kid I called them wishies. one flew by my path, and my friend always says whenever she sees one, she feels like a fairy's around when it's like flying in the wind like that. Fairies have been coming up a lot, or the Fae realms, so you could be tapping into that. And when I sort of tuned into that energy, another pumpkin. Oh my God, so many pumpkins. They're like all over the place. You could also be seeing deer. Deer have been coming up a lot lately. Athena, the archetype of Athena, owls, as well as Artemis with the deer. The word guardian consciousness, stewardship, and wow, there's all these pumpkins that are like cracked open, and there's one that's still whole. I don't know, that feels significant. I'm kind of seeing like energetically all of these fractalized aspects that are being like soul retrieval could be significant, that are being like reintegrated. It's like this whole pumpkin was just, it kind of looked smaller than the rest of the pumpkins. You know, it's like you're coming into some sort of wholeness, and it may feel kind of small right now because it's, again, that like zero, full energy void. But then all of these fragmented aspects are like scattered around and like leaving your field. So you can be going through like what I call a sheath release. And I remember one day I was in the shower and I just started to feel, oh my God, there's so many more pumpkins. This is crazy. I started to feel like, you know, when people like start to learn how to transmute, and some people cut cords, some people like, I remember I was in someone's field and I was like, were you doing a cord cutting ceremony like out of pure anger? And she was like, oh my God, yeah, how'd you know? Like it was like all these cords were like daggered. I can like feel it. So I was being asked to do like collective cord transmutation of like all of these cords that were like trying to be transmuted, but like just kind of got left in the energy field. I don't know, some of you may feel connected to this in some way, maybe not exactly that, but maybe there's other collective ways that you're being called. Only if you feel that very deeply. Like, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. This is just, you would know this if you feel it. And I remember feeling so insane, like when this was happening. I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, why would I feel that? This isn't real. Like, I was going through that whole thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that in case someone needed that validation or confirmation, or just like not feeling so alone. And I really wanted to visit where I was just staying. I always went to the woods right behind the house I was staying, or like down the street. And I like meditated there all the time. And I kept reminding myself to go visit, and I didn't, but I did get to walk by the woods. I'm walking by them now. So the woods could be relevant for someone. Hestia is coming through again. I just heard Augusta, Maine. It's very specific. I don't know, Maine. Name Augusta. Or those initials. August, Leo. These are just some significators coming through. Yeah, back to the potential soul or sheath release. I do have some guided like meditations, I think, activations on the channel. So if you want any assistance, let me know, and I can try and find it and post it in the description box or something. But yeah, so if you're feeling like you're going through another egoic shedding, if you will, you are not alone. And there's also something about like relationships are coming through, jobs, like there might be some big life changes either already happening, just happened, or about to happen, or it's coming through in like a series of I saw the title, I can't remember exactly, like Lemonese series of unfortunate events or something. I'm seeing that. So it may feel that way right now, like one thing after another. But a perspective shift is really being highlighted, and, you know, it's up to us how we perceive things in some way, you know, once we have the awareness. So if you're not already, the invitation to see this as like a clearing for what's next and just releasing what no longer serves. Some of you may already be there. Some of you may just not agree with me, and that's totally okay. This is just an invitation. And yeah, there's also silver leaves. I don't know, I'm seeing that for someone, a silver leaf. Oh, I think there's a tarot reader, Silver Leaf Tarot. Some of you may listen to her, or she's really awesome. Or maybe there's like a message there for you from her. I'm also seeing dragons. Snakes. I know we're leaving the year of the snake and entering the year of the horse. So the Chariot in tarot could be really significant, as like when I was first learning tarot, I would like kind of sit with some of the whatever energy I wanted to embody or understand more deeply archetypally. And I would do different things, like read about it. Maybe like I'm not like a very good, I'm not an art, like I don't draw well, but I would like try to just like, even if I just wrote it down and then like had it when I had a place that I was more like living in all the time, I had an altar, so I would leave it on the altar. Some of you may be doing things like this or feeling called. Excuse me, it doesn't have to be tarot exactly, but yeah, there's something about the energy of the Chariot. I've come to a little impasse and I need to climb a little bit, so one moment. If anyone is looking at me right now, they're like, what is this girl doing? Right, and that to me, coming to an impasse, needing to climb, there's this one card that's been coming through. I channeled a personal oracle deck for someone that I know, and it was something like karma clearing, jump higher. And when I was just like redirecting myself from this path a little bit, it was like I could have kept walking on it, but there's a lot of little sticky things getting in my shoes, so I'm walking in the street, and it kind of feels like when I like jumped over the thing, it was reminding me of like, instead of trying to figure out your way out of obstacles, there's something about like just jump higher, you know, like there's a new perspective, like an internal shift that will ease the external obstacle in a way that maybe you haven't thought of yet, if that makes any clarity. I was going to say sense, but that was not the word, clarity. And something about not needing, like the Chariot, not needing to force the Chariot, like the energy is, the momentum is gaining, so it's like riding the Chariot, but not letting it ride you, or like forcing that anything ahead, you know? There's something about really like trusting your own timing. And I know that comes through a lot, but it's being highlighted again. Oh, I need to look at the directions. One moment. Okay, so I'm on this like path behind the street, and this is really interesting because I was thinking about this the other day when I was really delving into like shamanic journeying. I remember there was a recommendation to always kind of start in the same spot in your, you know, in your mind energetically. And there was this path behind a path that I used to go to when I lived in a certain neighborhood, and I always loved going there. So that's like where I would start my shamanic journeying practice. And now I'm like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of on a path behind a path, and it reminded me of that. So this may be like metaphorical for your life. Like you may feel like you're on the path behind the path a lot, you know, kind of like forging your own path. So I see you and I feel you. Like right now, I have no idea where this path is leading me. I'm gonna hope. Yeah, I think I'm on the right path. yeah, so this might be a message for you. Like if you feel like you're veering off or you're on the wrong path, please always use your own discernment, but it does feel like you actually are on the right path. I kept seeing an oracle card in my mind's eye. Stop overthinking. You're already doing it. Keep facing north, or your true north, or North Star, something like that. I believe it's on Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light oracle. I'm pretty sure. I just looked by these trees that remind me of portals, actually. Portals could be significant. I didn't realize how much I needed this walk. Like, I was kind of tired, and I was like, I could call an Uber, but I was like, nope, I'm going to do this walk. So there could be something like that, like maybe even letting yourself rest, and then like you're just going to wake up one day and be like, I think I need to go take a 4-mile walk. And not literally that, but there may be something that you're like resting, and then it's like maybe there's a little bit of guilt that's still being transmuted of like when we need to let ourselves to rest. But getting outside might be helpful for some of you, or if you're already doing that, just take that as confirmation. But also, balancing that with knowing when you need rest. And sometimes we appreciate things more. Like, I walk a lot. And the last few weeks, like I mentioned, I hadn't really been walking. And now today, I just really appreciate this walk so much. Okay. I feel like I'm about to switch directions. Oh, the song "Listen to Your Heart" from Roxette, has been in my head off and on for a few weeks now, and that's like a very deep song with my guides. Like when that song comes on, So there could be a song like that that's been in your head or like playing in your reality. Also, I'm walking by someone lighting a fire. I don't know, that could be significant for someone. I just heard "You Are the Fire," and now I'm hearing the song "Light My Fire" from The Doors, which is another song that is connected to me. Ooh, I'm under like an impasse or an overpass, so it might be a bit echoey. And like today, I've been saying that I wanted to get into the woods. Like when I lived with my mom, I'm staying with my mom right now for a few weeks because she sold her house. And when I lived there, like a long time ago, I always walked in the park, the woods, like near her house. And it just like hasn't been the right moment. And now I just kept like setting the intention, like I'm going to get there. And now today I had no intention of even knowing I could go through the woods to get to where I'm going. And like my map just took me this way. So now I'm in the woods that I've been telling myself I want to go in, and I didn't even plan it, So something like that also could be happening for you. With the smell of the fire smells nice. I've also just been in environments lately where there's so much fear, like so much fear, apparent, like, I don't know. So I feel like every time I get the opportunity to just release it, it feels so nice. So that could be like relevant for some of you as well. The phrase "swing big" has been coming through the last day or so. There's something about like waiting for your right time. Again, trusting your timing. And when you feel like you get the opportunity to swing big, like really believe in yourself. I know I'm in that sort of energy right now as well. And it's kind of like betting on yourself. Like there's maybe an opportunity, like things may be falling away so that you have the time and space to actually pursue like your heart's desire, if you will. And I kept hearing "a heartfelt wish will soon manifest," which is another oracle card from the White Light Oracle. Excuse me, you may be seeing a lot of 7s. Oh my God. Hello. Indian food could be significant. I'm craving that right now. I'm so sorry. I heard Mutter Paneer. Maybe someone here loves Mutter Paneer. That could just be like, maybe for one person. I'm also seeing, I can see it in my head, but I can't say it properly. the word like Machni. I don't know. I know I'm saying that wrong. But I'm seeing that Machni or... Okay, so yesterday when I started this recording at 1:44, when I was laying, I felt like that was significant. And then that night I went to sleep and I was seeing a crescent moon as I was falling asleep. And then the initial M was coming through, and a reading from, what does she call herself? Mystic Rose, I think, Oracle. Mystic Rose Tarot. I like felt so guided to click on this reading, and she was literally talking about 144, crescent moon, and an M on your palm. So I'm not going to go too much into that because I don't want to bring through, the exact same message that she brought through, but I just wanted to honor that because it was so like, I really needed to hear it. Anyway, there could be something like that where you're shown certain things and then they like show up in a way is like exactly how you need to hear it. I'm drinking an iced Turkish latte. I don't know why I felt the call to say that. So good. Okay, so I'm being shown a dream that I had last night, actually. I've been having a lot of parallel dreams. Whew, when I said that, the left side of my forehead just started to tingle like really intensely. Something that comes through for me as the Isla frequency, the angelic, a crystalline angelic aspect. So you could be reconnecting or deepening your connection to this very like crystalline angelic aspect of yourself, which will of course manifest in different ways. The number 11 is coming through. And there's something about like, again, timing and listening to yourself. Like I was somewhere today and I could have just like laid there. Like I really felt like, oh, I don't want to move, but something told me like, it's time to get up. And I heard the song Hit the Road Jack in my head, which I haven't heard the song in forever. And as soon as I went, I was like, all right, I let myself lay there for like another 30 seconds. And then I checked my phone and my mom had just called me. And she was like, are you coming back soon? But she doesn't usually do that. I don't know. It was like kind of weird. And then I looked at the phone and it was 11:11. So yeah, there's something about like alignment. I don't love getting into dimensions because there's so much just, differing opinions about that. But the 11th Stargate is coming through. I'll probably tap into that more. I also heard the 11th hour in the overflow on Patreon. Okay, so parallel dreams. Yeah, so I've been having a lot of those where I'm like seeing these like parallel lives of myself, of other people that I know. Sometimes I don't know them, sometimes I do. And my dad was in one who, my dad transitioned off the earth plane in like 2017. So I do dream of him quite a bit. Not all the time, but like when I do, it's like usually very memorable. And in this dream last night, he was brushing my hair, which like in this reality, like that would have never happened. And I was like, in the dream, I was like, whoa, like you're brushing my hair. And I said, because I knew it was like this version of me, like visiting that parallel aspect. And I was like, you would never do this. Oh my God, my throat is just like clogging up. You would never do this. I'm just walking by these initials. Oh my God, excuse me. The license plate 7234. I don't know why that number is coming through. If anyone wants to like look it up and share it in the comments what you get, please feel free to do so. BCKANW. B. Did I say B twice? Lots of B's. Maybe someone's having a boy. I don't know, I just heard, it's a boy. The word atlas. The word atlas has been coming through in very strange ways. Atlas can be significant. I actually know where I am. Yeah, so I just took this little shortcut, this little woodsy path, like I said, and I just came out of it. So I've really been trying to work on not saying so much. Do you ever have that happen where, there's a lost dog poster? Whenever I see that, I always take a second and try and clear some energy. Looks like a little Pomeranian. Some of you may be discovering and or deepening, like maybe you can help people find lost items, lost pets. Like I've done it a couple times, like it kind of happens naturally. I don't really haven't really I don't seek it out, but it has been happening where I'm just in situations and it's not what I've learned or what I'm learning. It's not always about like necessarily finding, like sometimes like some things aren't ready to be found or don't want to be found, and that's really hard to like say to someone, or like it will happen but just not in the time that they want it, like things like that. I don't know. So for some of you this could be coming up. That won't be for everyone, but yeah, like you might be tapping into remote viewing, like I said, like lost items, something of that nature. Dryads, trees could be coming up for you. Okay. Oh yeah, so back to the dream. Also, really appreciating like little things might be, it's like the phrase golden opportunity has been coming up so much lately. And it's like, there's these quote little things that I've been just so grateful for. Like I wrote down, I've been wanting rose oil for so long, and I just hasn't been the right time for me to get it financially and just whatever. And I wrote it down, and my friend just gifted me this. Not only was it rose oil, but it's like rose and peony, which I love peonies. And I've never had it in oil form. Anyway, and then when she gave it to me, it was like, she's like, this year, like I just got you something small. Like I think she like felt. And I was like, you have no idea how much I appreciate this gift. Like, thank you so much. And it was like a rose tinted lip balm, which I also wanted. And she had no idea. Like, I didn't tell her that. Anyway, I was just so great. I was like, this is the best thing you've ever given me. Like, I just gave her the biggest hug. I was so happy. So, yeah, there could be something like that where things are kind of showing up for you. Like, these like little trinkets, or like, I don't mean little... Yeah, just like things that maybe someone else would be like, why are you so excited about that? And you're just like, yeah. Like it's just something really special to you. These things could be happening. I stayed out late last night, and I'm paying for it today because I'm walking. I can't believe how out of breath I am. Woo. There could be some lifestyle changes up ahead. I used to do that all the time. Like go out and stay out and, whatever, and I just feel like my body now is like, no thanks. So you could be like going through those type of changes. Not that exactly for everyone, but remember I was talking about birthday numbers. I just crossed a busy street, so I paused. You may hear the after effects of that in the background, but I just checked my messages. And my sister messaged me at 1:19, which is my birthday, and I was just talking about birthday numbers. So yeah, there's something very strong about that. I just heard the phrase like, you are loved. I also just did a transmission. You are not alone. I think I called it that. So there could be messages in there for someone. Oh my gosh, thank you. Red cars. I had a dream of a red pickup truck, and I've been like noticing my mom put on a movie right after I had that dream. I think it was called Baby Driver, and there was like something about red cars. And now as I was just walking by, there's 2 red cars in front of me. So yeah, red cars could be significant. I remember when I was younger, I forgot about this. I always wanted like a cherry red car. I don't know why. Like And everyone was like, oh, you don't want a cherry red car because something about your insurance gets higher because I get pulled over more. It was like all this thing. So I don't think I ever got one. But I remember my dad had a cherry red Corvette. So he had a lot of Corvettes, like so many. Anyway, so back to that parallel dream. I remember in the dream I was looking at him, because remember I was still like me in this consciousness, like witnessing a different version of him. And I was like, wow, you're so different in this reality. Like it was still him, but like a much high, I guess you could say, like higher version of himself. And he was like just kind of staring at me. And he was like, he said something like, and I just like interrupted him, I think, or maybe not interrupted, but I like just looked him dead in the eye. And I was like, well, my reality, you're dead. You died from lung cancer. And he was just like, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have told him that. But I don't know. It was such a weird, like I just blurted it out. And it was like he was getting to know me, like he didn't know me, so he was actually asking me questions, which in this life, like my dad didn't really ask questions, so it was just really interesting. So yeah, you could be tapping into like parallel experiences. There were a lot more details. Maybe I'll go into that in the overflow on Patreon, if it comes through. But yeah. There's something about like embodying more of your multidimensionality, and I'm being shown that like metaphor again about the whole pumpkin with all the other fragments. So I feel like energetically I've been doing a lot of like, you know, fractal reintegration, coming back into wholeness, you know, for ourselves, for the collective, the multidimensionality, and like embodying that. And yeah, just like reaching this state of wholeness that maybe a lot of us have like always kind of felt in some way, but like didn't really know how we were going to like get there. And that's not to say that we don't still have like obstacles and, you know, things like this, but yeah. Every once in a while, whenever I feel a quantum shift, I'll hear the phrase in my head. I'll see a lot of zeros, which I have been seeing, and I'll hear, welcome to your new reality. And it's always like the same voice, like if you watch like a movie, like a futuristic movie, and there's like that female voice that's like kind of like AI, and it's like, I don't know how to do it, but I always hear it in that way. And I just heard it right now, so yeah. I was just remembering a transmission. Oh, 911. I've been seeing 911 and sirens, so you could be seeing that too. I'm hearing the song in my head, Urgent. You're so... Who sings that? Foreigner? Urgent, urgent, urgent. I think that's what they say. A lot of these songs that I grew up listening to as a kid, I definitely was not singing the correct lyrics. So like as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, like, so I'll like sing the wrong lyric because that's what I heard when I was a kid, you know? So if I ever do that, just know that's why. Halos can be significant. Halos have been coming up a lot. And last night the song Hellllo came on. Was it last night or the night before? So yeah, Hellllo. I just heard the phrase prime directive. Prime directive. I don't know why I'm seeing like captain, first mate. And I'm being shown the scene in Wedding Crashers when they're getting married. The brother or the sister of the two main girl characters. And she's like, I take you to be my, what is it, like my captain, my first mate, something like that. I don't know why I'm seeing that. And then like the sister's like, ugh, like laughing in the background. I don't know why that's coming up. Yeah, there could be something about like, maybe you're like I was in my dream, like maybe you have this like blunt Sagittarius energy of like you just, maybe you like see through things that, like, around you, and other people like don't see what you see, and you kind of look like an asshole, but like you're just like seeing the truth of something, you know. And I'm getting that. I think I may have walked too far past where I'm going. There's also a song in my head that just popped in. I'll try to put it in the description box. I can't remember. I can hear it, but like but the energy I'm getting from the song, even though I can't remember what it is right now, is like we all need a little help sometimes. I'm not even sure if that's what the song says, but maybe it's Peter Gabriel. I don't know, that's coming through. Some of you may be connecting to Archangel Gabriel. I'm just walking by. License plate 8888 or 888. 888, the Abundance Gate. I don't know, my Paul Revere. Wasn't there a Beastie Boys song? In one of the rap parts, they were talking about Paul Revere. I'm not sure why I'm seeing that. Paul Revere. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, harps could be significant. A lunar moth. I'm looking at the clouds and I'm just seeing different shapes. Again, the crescent moon is coming through. Palmistry. Oh, and I was talking about intuitive mapping. So I've been talking about Claire cartography, which I'm still developing. It's kind of like turning into like an intuitive mapping framework, essentially. And so, yeah, some of you may be like utilizing your like star map, star codes, like different, astrological nodes, placements, different modalities that like you're kind of been creating or co-creating, remembering this like map that you left yourself, before you incarnated in this lifetime through your soul's like lineage. So you could be on this like discovery, everyone may be in a different place. Some of you may be just starting. Some of you may be have been doing this for a very long time. Maybe some of you help others do this as well. But wherever you are, I'm seeing like an actual star. Sorry, again. Number 17, the star card in tarot. The Pleiades are coming through as well, and it's like Pleiadian consciousness. And the Seven Sisters mythos, I just saw a pink orb come in, and now this like beautiful, I'm seeing white orbs, and then like this almost like peach color energy just like entered and then disappeared. I'm seeing it again. I was just shown the naked peach. I think that's a waxing place. I don't know, is someone here getting a wax or something? Growing peaches, eating peaches, craving peaches. Ooh, now I want a peach. Okay, so yeah, there's like, now I'm seeing blue orbs. Right, this like forging, and it's like you download the pieces of the map, your intuitive map, as you go. But there is something like, a lot of oracle cards are coming through. Pleiades, I think it's like Pleiades energy, bigger vision, higher vision, from another Rebecca Campbell deck, the Starseed Oracle, like inspired energy, something like that. Yeah, so it's like you have this has come through before, but it's coming through again. It's like you have this like bigger vision, but the path to get there is like downloaded in real time, like each time you take a step or go within both, you have this next piece, Ooh, hear that? Dog just barked. Dogs could be significant for someone. Yeah, feels like a highly protective energy as well. I'm seeing lions. oh, look at that. And I just got to my destination. Well, thank you so much for taking this walk with me. Yeah, I will continue. Honestly, again, thank you for being a part of this because I just love doing it. And, oh, eagles. You may be seeing eagles. Sports could be significant. My head just started to hurt. Whew. If you're having like movement in the head, headaches, releasing through the head, it feels like it's making room for something. But if you need like any advice or tips or something, please feel free to comment and I can see what comes through. Okay. Oh, yellow leaves. I just saw yellow leaves, yellow flowers. Oh, here's a butterfly I just saw on a flower. It's like a painted butterfly. I knew I was feeling butterfly energy. It's orange and black. Yeah, the colors orange and black have been coming through a lot. Anyway, thank you, like I said, and yeah, I will link the Patreon overflow in the description box if that interests you. Okay.